Hi everyone. Sorry, I'm back. Just something wrong with my internet. Hi everyone. This is Cheryl. Sorry, my internet got disconnected, so I have to fix it really quick, and I apologize about that. There's something that when you're live, it's not in your control. So I think I went back to the video earlier where we stopped. So I think we pretty much covered the ownership questions. So now we're gonna continue on. The show must go on. So I need to continue on and do the cost question. So I apologize again. It's something that things happen, things happen, internet goes out, and sometimes you have to fix it on the back end, and then you come back and ready to go again. So today this is the part two of from earlier video. So I titling it part two, so you guys know which one is part one or part two. So if you're still with me, feel free to say hello and let me know where are you watching from, and also where you're listening from. So I'm curious to see where my audience are, and I'm glad to have you here and join me live, and hoping that everything now will be going smoothly. But we'll see. We're gonna keep it going, right? We're gonna keep it going because your dream or my dream doesn't wait. So you gotta keep going, you gotta keep running. This is the test. I am living proof of that, and every day what I do is always a test. So this is one of those. So we just have to adapt quickly and be mindful of it and become aware that things gonna happen that's not in your control, like your internet goes out and you just have to figure out to fix it. So I hope you're still with me, and we will continue on. Okay, so the class question is am I willing to pay the price for my dream? So the question is, what are you willing to pay? What are you willing to pay? So in your workbook, go ahead and grab your workbook. The first one is the dream is free, but the journey isn't. So what it means is, yes, you can dream. This is why a lot of people, especially those who are making speech, like, you can dream it as far as where you want it to go. You can dream it and then you can achieve it, right? The achieving part is the hard part. Okay, the dreaming part is the easier one, and it's free. Everybody can be a dreamer, anybody can be a singer, anybody can be a Lady Gaga or Kelly Clarkson. Anybody can be the old time football player. However, the dream is free, which is that, but the journey, how you gonna get there, what are the things that gonna come to you in your path? Are you ready for it? Are you willing to pay the price? What are the costs in order for you to achieve the dream? Okay, so here we're gonna go to the second one, um, the second part of the question of the cost question is, the price must be paid sooner than you think. So as soon as you activate your dream, as soon as you activate that, you start paying the price. Okay, what I mean by that is you start paying the price in terms of either mentally, emotionally, your time, and also sometimes your money. You're gonna spend, you're gonna invest to it in resources, find you a coach, find you different things that you have to do to build your dream. Okay, so you have to pay it sooner than you think. So as soon as you activate your dream and you start searching on it, you start looking into it, then you're gonna start paying the price. Okay, and the third one is what we call is the price will be higher than you expected. Okay, the price will be higher than you expected because at the beginning, when you are dreaming, you don't know what it costs you, how much will cost you, either your money, your time, your emotion, your mental, or maybe physical. You don't know what it costs you to achieve that dream. So And also to look into it that the bigger the dream, the higher you must pay. Okay, and sometimes you have to pay not once. Yeah, sometimes you have to pay often, and sometimes you have to pay for the rest of your life. It depends what your dream is, what kind of dream it is, because dream is not an event. Okay, it is not something that you go, you attended to, and then that's it. It is a commitment. It is a commitment for your journey, and this is becoming your life, becoming your lifestyle. So this is why we started off in a question to build it up your dream is the ownership question. You gotta own it. You gotta build the foundation to own it. And then now when you think about it, then you will eventually paying the price. And this is what we are learning right now. So yeah, sometimes you have to pay often, sometimes you have to pay for the rest of your life, depending what kind of dream that you have. And also the fourth one is the price must be paid, more than once that we discussed earlier. And it's a quote that says that there are no toll-free roads. The farther you go and develop your dream, the costlier it becomes. The higher you want to go, the more you must give up. Okay. Couple months ago, I did a masterclass on the 15 invaluable laws of growth. Okay. So to those of you, what it is, it is about like we call it like a Bible for your personal growth and development. So if you want to get a copy of it, go to Amazon or any bookstore that you have. It also written by my mentor John C. Maxwell about the 15 invaluable laws of growth. And in it we talk about the law of the trade-offs. And the law of the trade-off says that the higher you climb, the higher you must pay, and also the higher you climb, the higher you must trade off. Okay, and we discussed that in a great details in that masterclass on the 15 valuable laws of growth. So the law of the trade-off, what it looks like is, let's say, when you were starting out, let's say you just graduated in college and you do not have any career yet that you call, because you're just starting out, right? And for you, you do not have anything to give up on. You can do whatever you want. You can try a lot of things because there's nothing in it that you are willing to give up of. Unlike compared to other friends that I have who are already a CEO of the company, who are vice president of the company, and they have their own business on their own, they have a lot to give up. Okay, either if they have kids, they have partner, spouse, or what have you, or they have a community already that they built in that city. Then for example, there's a friend of mine, his dream is to be a CEO. Okay, he didn't go become a CEO one day just like that. There are some certain things that he must do for many years and sometimes decades before he get to where he is. And a part of it, when he was mentored, he told me that when he was mentored, he told the person that his mentor that what he's aspired to do is to lead an organization, to become a CEO of the company, right? So the mentor will then ask him, so what are you willing to give up of, or what are the trade-offs that you are willing to do? So this is one of those. So what he did was, it didn't take him, it took him a little longer than expected to become a CEO now. But during those journey that he gave up a lot of stuff. Okay, a lot of things that he possessed, and sometimes the things that he accustomed to do, and then now moving into a different direction and moving to that dream to become a CEO of a respectable company, and that's what he's working on. So what he trade off of is he living in a US, and he decided to move to a different country in Asia, in China, to build the company there, to lay out the foundation in that country. So imagine that what he trade off his time, his time with his family. He has kids, he has wife, so he trade off that time with his wife and kids in order for him to spend a couple years to go in China to to build the company there. Okay, and at that time he's only a VP, and he's trying to move to become a CEO. But in order for you to become a CEO, according to the mentor, is you have to be you have to be flexible. You have to know a lot of different things, and especially in different parts of the world, especially if you are running a global company. Okay, you're gonna know a lot of things, a lot of regulations, a lot of people, get to know a lot of people in those areas, in those countries. So that's what he did. He trade off his community, and then eventually, it's only temporary, probably a couple years, and then eventually, he was able to 2 years. Then they decided to move his family to China. So now they are together in that country. So he was living with his family in China, and then eventually, 5 years, 5 years pass. Then the opportunity come, the position open up, and then now they are looking for a CEO to run the company, and then now he is one of those the top selection or nominee to become the CEO. So, and because of the trade-off that he's done, he had many trade-offs, not just moving from country to country. He made a lot of trade-offs before he get to that. Okay, so this just to show you an example of the dream is free, but the journey isn't. Okay, this is why it's so important that you know what you want, you own it, and you have to pay the price, yeah, to get there. Okay, and again, there's a lot of lessons that you can learn about the trade-offs. If you are the person who has a lot already, throughout these years that you already accumulated in your life, and then now you're trying to move on to the next step of your dream, what would that be the next step? What are those consequences? What are those something that you need to give up of or to trade off in order for you to move forward with your dream? Okay, there are times that you give up a salary. Let's say you're making $100,000 a year, and you give up that because you're not happy what you're doing, and but your dream is to be a writer, and at the beginning you're not gonna make any money, so you give up that high paying salary to go to your dream, which is you're not paying enough. However, you are building that dream. That is something that you need to pay. That's something that you need to trade. You pay through trades. Okay, if you will notice that again, I'm showing you the level of awareness. If you take a look about the people surrounded you with, and think about those people who are successful, who are actually living their dream. Okay, they did not become a success or living their dream without any trade-offs. They pay higher price to get in order for them to get there. Okay, so keep that in mind, that those people that you know of, they sacrifice so much. They sacrifice so much in order for them to attain the dream that they were trying to aim, or they were trying to accomplish. Okay, you're not gonna pay just one time. Sometimes you have to pay often, and sometimes you have to pay for a lifetime. Okay, and that's the higher you play, the higher you must pay. And also the last piece here in your workbook, the fifth one is it possible to pay too much for our dream? Is it possible to pay too much of our dream? So earlier we talk about the trade-offs. What are you willing to trade in order for you to get to work on your dream? Now, this is the fifth one, is it possible to pay too much for our dreams? So this is the area that where you are gonna list your things that you are not willing to give up of. Okay, yes, there are price that you need to pay. Yes, there are a lot of trade-offs that you must do along the way in your journey to achieve your dream. However, there are some things that you cannot give up of. Okay, so make a list of those. What are those that you are not willing to give up of? So, for example, to achieve the dream, you are not, by any situation, you are not willing to give up your values. Okay, no matter how much the money involved, or how much success you're gonna be at, or higher, the quicker the success you're gonna end, but your value will be compromised. Okay, so those are the things that you're gonna think about. What are the things that you are not willing to give up of? So for example, like we said earlier, values, maybe you're not willingly to give up your values, or your health. Your health is so important to you. You do not want to give up on that. Okay, you don't want to get sick, and you want to stay healthy, because become healthy of you, so you can enjoy the fruition of your dream. You can enjoy the fruition of your success. What's the point of working on this dream and then you not be able to enjoy them, right? So those, I think those are the two things that I highly recommend that, of course it's also your decision, but just an example of what you are not willing to give up of. Okay, either values, your health, or your family. You value your relationship with your family. This is not something that you are willing to give up. And maybe a relationship, by itself, with other people, you're not willing to give up that relationship. You're not willing to trade that relationship in order for you to achieve that dream. This is why it's so important that you have a lot of options. You gotta look a lot of options. Okay, I'm gonna talk to you about options in when you go in a deeper dive on this dream test, and there's a lot of options. I love options. If someone show me one or two things that I can pick off, and I will say, you know what are the third one? What is the third options? This is why you have to have options. Sometimes they say that it's not good to have a lot of options, but in reality, if you are, in terms of your dream, you are working on your dream, you need those options. Okay, so that where something that in your list, when you look up in your list, and something that you are not willing to give up of, and then you're gonna look the other options. So what else I can do that doesn't compromise my values, my health, my relationship to others, and also my family? What are those options that is available that I'll be able to accomplish my dreams without giving up any of this? Okay, so what are the type of costs? Okay, so type of a cost, for example, is your time with your family or your friends. Let's say your friends inviting you for happy hour. Maybe this time around, you're going out, to go happy hour, but instead you told me no. You said no to them because you want to say yes to your dream. You want to say yes because you are working on something. You are working on a dream. Either you are writing, you are podcasting, you are doing Facebook Live. You give up something. You give up some time that you spend to them. Instead, you are working towards your dream. Okay, so figure out what are those that you are willing to give up of, and then so that you can start and focusing on your dream. Okay, the second one is, what are the costs? Dealing with the criticism, especially to those people who are matter to you. We addressed that in our first video about the 5 reasons people not identifying their dream, because a lot of people that discouraging them to achieving their dream, and this is one of those, discouraging them and at the same time criticizing them, right? So how good is that? So you gotta be mindful about that. It's coming. There are some people who will criticize you about what you're doing because they don't get it yet. And sometimes when you explain to them, it's just not worth it. Sometimes you just have to show it to them. Better yet, show it to yourself. You just have to work on yourself. Okay, and criticism is available. It's natural. It's normal, because those are the people who would like to criticize other people. So just keep in mind of that and become aware of it. Okay, and also, you pay the price of overcoming your fear. Okay, so if I am a living proof of that. So if you look at the video list here in my Facebook Live, and I still have it there posted, my first Facebook Live ever that I've done here, probably 3 months ago or something. It was my first. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to look, how to operate this, and I just start talking. It is out of my comfort zone because I get used to talk to my just in my microphone and doing my podcast, and being in the audience live and seeing my video live is out of my comfort zone. So it truly pushes me to do something that I haven't done before. So you will get that. You will experience that. Trust me. You will do something that you never done before, and your fear of doing it. But when you start doing it, you're just gonna keep rolling it. You're just gonna keep doing like what I'm doing right now. The first time I have my Facebook Live, and then I've done it one more time and do another one, and then I'm brave enough and confident enough to do a video, record a video, and then put it in my membership program and put a teaching video there where my members can see me and I can teach that way. So practice and be aware that it's part of the cost that you must pay, that you have to get out your comfort zone. Okay. And I think that's it. So just remember, your dream is worth it. The dream is worth it, and it is a journey. It's not an event that you have to go to, that you attend to. It is something that you hold on to. This is why we first discussed the ownership question. You gotta own your dream, because no one else will own it except yourself. And then the second one is the cost. What are you willing to give up of? What are you willing to trade? What are you willing to pay the price? Because you gotta pay the price of that. As soon as you activate your dream, the price must pay, right away, and the sooner that you think. And sometimes it's higher than you expected. Okay, so that's it. So those are the two most important questions that in our workshop today, and I hope that add value to you, and I hope this is something that you can think of, especially when it comes to your dream. It's a lot of work, I know, and it's a lot to think about. And man, once you start working on it, it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. This is a lifelong journey. This is gonna be your lifestyle. Okay, achieving a dream is about a lifestyle that you're gonna build. You're gonna create on your own as you move along. Okay, so with that, tomorrow is our final video, so I will release that tomorrow. The blueprint. So this is what we're gonna talk about. What are the steps in order for you to achieve your dreams? So we're gonna talk about that in details tomorrow. And also, I will, just give you a heads up. I'm going to open up our membership program to those of you who would like to participate or to join our community. So we are building a community of people who would like to, improve their personal growth and development. And this is what I do. And this is what I'm building. And this is what the community that I'm trying to build the foundation of. So I hope that, I'm going to open up tomorrow our membership program. You can sign up, and that is available only a certain time. And then after that, I will close it out, the membership program. So more into that tomorrow. So tomorrow, we will release the final video. And then the afternoon, I will do again live, Facebook Live here in case you have any questions, and then also to share the takeaway with you, and also to see where you're listening from or watching from, and also to talk to you for at least a little bit. So that gives me joy when I'm connected with you guys. So again, thank you for tuning in. And if you wanted to listen to the first video, go ahead and do that. And this is the part 2 of the video, because we got disconnected earlier, but now it seems like working just fine. So with that, thank you, take care, and bye for now. See you soon. Bye-bye.